please.
Victory lap. All right. Let's pretend that you are the GM of a team, Pete. We're gonna look at some bottom 10 teams in your power rankings. Now, Harry and I banged our noggins together and came up with a little a chart here, a little meter here.
Okay.
If the outlook is rosy, you're in good shape. You get to keep the quarterback. If the outlook is not so rosy, it's Rosen, as in Josh Rosen, as in you got to draft another quarterback.
Okay.
So there's 4 spots. You can be rosy, you can be okay, you can be or you can be Josh Rosen. We will start. We're going to pull a Drake and start from the bottom, which actually is kind of hilarious because Drake May could be the number 1 overall pick for the Carolina Panthers from the North Carolina Tar Heels. The Carolina Panthers have Bryce Young. They won't be able to draft him because they traded their draft pick to the Bears, but they have Bryce Young. There's a lot of turnover happening in that organization. How would you rank from Rosie down to Rosen the Panthers' status at quarterback, Pete?
What's the second one above Rosen?
Just orange. Yeah.
It's probably an orange for me
right
now. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't love him coming out because he's too little.
Really? Wait, I haven't heard the story. Tell me.
But he's tiny.
Ryan, where would you put the Panthers scale?
I can't disagree with that. I went back. You know what's funny, Pete? I watched the first half of the Panthers game live, and I'm like, oh, I wasn't paying. The sound was off. I was like, okay, he's making some throws. They're throwing the ball deep for the first time in Panthers history with Bryce Young. Then he was 3 for 15 at the half, and then it just got worse from there. I give him credit for throwing deep. He missed a couple deep throws. He had 6 drops that I counted, but he's not going in the right direction. So I'm okay with you had that needle in the Rosen meter.
I think the only reason that it's not full Rosen is that they traded all the picks to move up. Like if they had the number,
you still got to give them the benefit of the doubt. You can't go full Rosen after this.
If they had the number 1 overall pick and Drake May and Caleb Williams are there, you don't take your quarterback.
It's not Bryce Young's fault.
Here's the other thing, though. We don't know what those other guys are going to be. A year ago, you would have said, "Oh my God, Bryce Young's going to be the end all be all." You know what I mean? And he hasn't been. You don't have no idea. So no, you can't go Rosen on.
I mean, it's irrelevant. They don't have a quarterback to. They can't do anything about it anyway. No. They'll have to watch it. Breach. Any thoughts on where they rank?
I agree with Pete's thoughts, and also you can't throw him under the bus after 1 year. You got to give him one more year. But if he still stinks next year, you are in trouble. And you can cut bait after 2 years, I think.
Oh, come on. Wait a second. Stop it. That's crazy talk.
If he's playing like this next year.
Well, let's see what's around him. You got to improve. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, the offensive line is horrific. I do think, and I've talked about this on the show, and Joe Person of The Athletic, our friend of the pod, wrote about this. They tried to, they changed the offensive system completely. And they tried to blend Frank Reich's system with Thomas Brown's system. And they've probably got they're basically asking this offensive line that's young and inexperienced to do a bunch of stuff that they're not good at.
Yeah, but look, I get it. You're making a lot of excuses for the guy, but take a look at Will Levis's offensive line. I mean, he's got a rookie left tackle that, we thought he might be a good player, but what was the book on him, Ryan? He didn't put the work in, right?
The Panthers would kill to have DeAndre Hopkins, though.
Well, DeAndre doesn't get open either. He just makes catches that everyone else is driving.
Right. He doesn't run. Right. They have and Traylon Burks can't get open at all. Yeah. They have no speed.
I'm just saying that Derrick Henry and DeAndre Hopkins would both be starters on the Carolina
Those
Panthers.
Teams are in similar situations offensively.
Their situations are really similar.
Yeah.
Yes. Next up, the Washington Commanders. Likely to be without a head coach pretty soon. Ron Rivera. I would expect Ron Rivera's gone 9 a.m.
I probably go the next level.
You go yellow?
Yeah.
Is that for the quarterback or the overall state of the franchise?
The quarterback.
Okay, yeah. I might. Where's that needle in the yellow line in the middle? Or I think it's closer to the green for me.
It's like just straight up. Oh, it's closer to green.
Wow, you're all
Rose. You're gonna give Sam Howell a rose?
You're gonna give him a rose already?
Almost like the Golden Black Bachelor. Is that the guy's name?
You could be the Golden Bachelor.
You got to get the rest of his life in. That guy.
I heard
when you're a Golden Bachelor and you're 70 something, you got to hurry up and get married. You can't have the long engagement.
So wait, where are you on Sam Howell?
Same. I think it's about the yellow. I think he's done enough this year that you feel good about him going to next season, and that's all you can ask for at this point.
You're also, I believe, likely too far away at the current juncture.
Well,
You're
before
top
you-
4, so you get it up.
let me tell you something. Commanders fans, including our boss Eric K, weren't happy with the idea of me drafting the quarterback in the latest mock draft I did a couple weeks ago. They want an offensive lineman. They're all in on Sam Howell. I don't hate that, but I thought maybe
What
If you're-
offensive lineman did you? What quarterback did you
at
draft?
4. Oh, I gave him Jaden Daniels.
Oh, yeah. I don't think they'll draft a quarterback.
No, I think I was just
Good, though.
mixing it up for conversation. But offensive lineman, there, it's a layup. That's what they want.
If Drake May's there, do you pair Drake May with Sam Howell? That way you have the most underwhelming Carolina quarterbacks in the history of the program on the same team.
I'm going to do a little analogy for you. Drake May is to Will Brinson in NC State as Will Levis is to Pete Prisco and Bryce Young. Like that's the math there.
I like Drake May. I just think I mean
I don't think he's played great this year. I'll be
Nah.
honest with you.
he hadn't played great against good defenses. He's got all the talent in the world. Look, I mean, I have questions. I don't know if I have the questions about Drake May. I think the questions might be about Mac Brown.
It's
You
a
had
good
the
Sam
line.
questions
Howell
are
and
about-
Drake May
I think
didn't
the
win
questions are
anything.
about all these quarterbacks. To be honest with you,
Okay.
I think Caleb Williams has questions too. He doesn't throw on time ever, almost never.
That's not true.
Drake May hasn't looked great. Looks the part, but hadn't looked great. And Jaden Daniels has looked the best of all of them.
I did say this when I was on HQ earlier talking about the draft stuff. This year, the quarterback tape feels cleaner than in recent years. Sometimes you had to squint to sort of try to see the good. There's a lot of good, and you could argue that Penix and Jaden's tape is better than Caleb and Drake.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we're all in alignment on where the needle would go for both the Panthers and the Commanders. What about the New England Patriots?
Yeah.
Bailey Zappi looked pretty
Oh,
good on
that's-
Thursday.
That's Josh Rosen.
Yeah, replace Josh Rosen's face with Mac Brown. I'm off the Mac Brown. Mac Brown.
Wow,
Mac Jones.
Mac Brown.
The McCorkle Brown
Mac Jones. You loved him. You're off it. You're done. You're finished.
He had
You're,
a,
just,
he had a good
What's
rookie
playing? I don't know
season.
what's playing. I can't hear it right now.
He had a good
you're to
rookie
the
season.
side. You've disposed of him.
What'd you say?
You're done with him. It's
What-
over.
What do you? Why would I? Pete, he's driven the bus off the cliff, and I'm supposed to be like, oh, it'll be fine. I'll just sit here and wait. I'm not going to jump out with my parachute.
You float through
Yeah,
the
he's
air on a
done.
bus.
That's that whole situation is Rosen. They got
Everything should be blown. And it's
Show
not-
us the Rosen graph.
And Harry, this is disrespectful to Josh Rosen. You should put Mac Jones' face on that stupid graphic there. It was so poor.
No, Josh Rosen wasn't very good either.
Yeah, half a dozen of one.
Well, it was really more like I think Harry was like, let's just talk about the outlooks, and I was like, I tried to come up with something that was like similar to Rosen. All right, we mentioned the Chargers.
Green. Next question.
Chargers green.
Yeah. Green.
It makes it the best job out there, right?
That is the best job.
Yeah.
Green. That's a green.
You do have to. Would you definitely take the Chargers over the Commanders job?
Yes.
Yes.
You're in the
Yep.
same division as Patrick Mahomes
You have Justin Herbert.
and Sean
You have
Payton.
Herbert. You have Herbert.
Although,
He's better
fun
than-
fact, Easton Stick already has one pass this year that went 40 or more air yards, which is one more than Justin Herbert had.
Bench
What
him.
the
all season.
hell, man?
You got to bench him.
All right.
Crazy.
Do the Jets need any Aaron Rodgers relief?
Like relief from Aaron Rodgers? I could go for that.
Where's the Jets needle on drafting a quarterback? Green is
What?
rosy. I mean, you don't have to draft one. I think you can go yellow with the Jets theoretically. They like with the first round pick. They're not drafting.
Did you not see what happened when the Packers drafted Jordan Love, Will?
I know. Do you have to ask
Whole
Aaron Rodgers?
franchise imploded. You cannot
But the
draft a
difference-
quarterback if
the
Aaron Rodgers on your
difference-
roster.
The difference is he's a little older now, though, so he's only going to play another year or two. So
Does Joe Douglas have to ask him first, though?
Yes.
Is it okay if I draft your replacement?
What if he says no? Then what do you do?
Send him to the
I'm
box.
Hey, Aaron, look, we have this guy ranked really high. If he's there, we're going to take him. I think that's fair.
So if
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels is there at number 7, it'd be pretty hard to pass on him.
Yeah,
Is
with-
Zach Wilson the guy?
No,
No, but he looked good the other day.
he looked great. I'm glad he had a good game.
I don't hate the idea of like one more, just letting Zach Wilson sit behind Aaron Rodgers one more year.
Oh, but
Like,
if
right,
he-
I would
Maybe for
rather
the
I would
future,
rather
though.
spend if you have a top 10 pick, I would rather spend it on something to improve the situation for the quarterback, like an offensive lineman.
I get that, but you know what I keep coming back to? I don't disagree with that at all, but I keep coming back to situations like Ike Ekwonu. Oh boy. The Giants kept drafting offensive linemen. They just kept
Evan
sucking.
Neal.
Evan
Evan
Neal.
Neal.
Andrew Thomas is good. But yeah, so then you get into that
Andrew
situation.
Thomas wasn't good out of the gate.
He got better, but right, yeah, he struggled initially. So then you got, all right, I have a guy to fix the problem. this guy's making the problem worse, and we passed on it. Whatever.
It's really unlikely that even if you spend a top 10 pick on an offensive lineman, that he steps in right away and is great.
Becton was a high pick.
Yeah. Mekhi Becton was good his rookie year, though.
He's gotten better.
I'm just thinking
He
like
just can't down the field.
recent offensive linemen who've been really good out of the gate. Tristan Wirfs,
And he's
Darrisaw.
struggling to the left side though.
Darrisaw,
Quentin
Nelson, obviously,
Rashawn Slater.
Rashawn Slater,
when he's healthy.
Darrisaw's
absolutely.
Penei Sewell.
Penei Sewell.
Darrisaw's the best of them, though.
But by the
I'm
way,
just saying,
Penei
like,
Sewell's
if
Penei Sewell's a good example of what Breach's team did. They could have taken Penei or Jamar, and they took the right guy who helped the team in a different way, not protecting the quarterback.
Yeah. All right. Tommy DeVito and the Giants. Where's their meter?
And they're now picking 8th, by the way, so they keep winning and dropping down.
They're at
Rosen?
they're at Rosen.
They're at Rosen because it's red like marinara sauce.
No, it's probably more. You got to
Yeah.
factor in Daniel Jones because
Yeah,
I
they're
don't
red.
love him, but they're more orange.
Where are the
Nice.
Titans, Pete?
Yeah, nice. Well done, Harry, with the
Where are the
Titans
Titans?
where are the Titans? Are the Titans full Rosen?
No, they're full Rosen. What are you talking about? They're
They're green.
They're at orange. They're at orange.
Oh,
Yellow.
Ooh.
that's wait a second though, Pete. Hold on. That's the same situation that the Panthers find themselves. So I'm
No,
curious.
yellow. I'm talking about the second one.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, dude.
You can't put him all the way to Rosie yet because he hasn't played enough football. But he's in that. He's right there, yellow.
What about the Arizona Cardinals, Pete?
Ooh.
I think they're fine.
Ironically, the Josh Rosen scale.
I think they're fine. at
There,
quarterback.
I put him at yellow.
With
Yeah,
Kyler?
Yeah, I think Kyler's looked better in this offense.
He looked a lot better since he should tear his other ACL. I'm joking, but he's played a lot better since coming
Well,
back.
the
Maybe
offense is
Jonathan
better
Gannon.
for him. I think he looks
Yeah.
more comfortable in it.
And Jonathan Gannon is another example of a guy who we thought was a little weird and wasn't going to work out, and he appears to be doing a great job.
All right. Now the biggest question of all. The easiest team to ask this question about. The Chicago Bears.
I think they're in yellow too.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that yellow might be moving towards green for me.
I like Justin Fields.
You got to get an offensive coordinator in there, I think.
Breach.
Yeah, I think he's got a ton of talent. I think.
Oh, nice job, Harry.
Think about this: if they draft Marvin Harrison and add him to that offense, they have two young tackles that are pretty good players. You add him with DJ Moore.
DJ Moore becomes a
Komet.
number 2, which is what he like. DJ Moore is a 2, and then Darnell Mooney is like a speedy slot guy.
And then you got
Komet.
Cole Komet who can catch the heck out of the ball. All
Tyler
of a
Scott, who
sudden,
they drafted this year.
What's that?
Tyler Scott, who they drafted this year,
Yeah.
who's a chance to be better. And
And
then they
you
have
got the young running backs, 'cause,
Rashawn Johnson.
Johnson and Herbert. I mean,
and they have the
there's
5th
talent.
pick too right now, and you could take Dallas Turner or whoever your edge rusher is, put him with Montez
Correct.
Sweat, and then
Yeah.
you're cooking.
It's not special effects.
That team is moving in the right direction because they fleeced Carolina.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
Terrible trade with the Panthers.
Well,
Um,
with Justin Fields, real quick though, it's one of those things where you just need an offensive coordinator who can utilize his skill set, and it's like the Bears forget from year to year what Justin Fields is
Until like
capable
week
of.
7.
Well, last year they did nothing, and then he blew up the Patriots on I think Monday Night Football last season, and then they're like, oh, he can run the ball and he can do other things besides be a pocket pass or whatever we were trying to make him be. And then same thing, it was like starting back at square one this season where they were limiting what he was doing, and then they decided to open up the offense, and now they look a lot better. So I agree with these guys. I think Fields deserves another year, 2 years, 3 years, forever.
The obvious caveat here is if you believe that Caleb Williams or Drake May or Jaden Daniels or any one of these quarterbacks is a true franchise altering, like rare top of the draft quarterback, then you should take him one, unless you feel like Justin. Unless you feel like
But
Justin.
even
Fields.
if you had Trevor Lawrence in this draft and you felt the way you did about him, you put him into that system, it's going to be 2 years.
Yeah.
So then you set the stuff back 2 years. Everyone's getting fired again. Caleb Williams is going to be close in terms of prospect to Trevor. Pete may end up disagreeing, but it's going to be that sort of guy's going to talk
No,
about
I
it.
agree with you. I think, and to be honest with you, I'd probably take Herbert over Trevor.
No, Caleb
Oh,
come into this draft. I wouldn't take Caleb over Justin in the way that Bears are currently set up. It's just
No,
you're
I
starting
wouldn't either.
over. You're starting over.
I think
Right.
Fields
You
has
have no
also
idea.
done. Fields has also done a really good job in the last few weeks of looking more. I don't know how to phrase this right, but mentally mature in the running decisions that he's making.
He's sliding a lot. I'll give him credit
That's what
for
I
that.
mean. That's what I mean. Yeah. Not meant to.
Yeah,
Not,
he's,
yeah.
he's good. I think Justin Fields has a chance to be good.
No,
I
but
do.
I'm saying like he's avoiding contact in a way that you have to do if you're going to if you're going to play that type of football. Lamar's gotten better about it this year too.